Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Official visit season is over. Now we move in to commitment season, and I told you guys to buckle up. It was going to go quick. There was going to be some momentum. Tennessee has landed not just their 10th, but also their 11th commitment in the class of 2026. Within the matter of a couple of hours, we add 4-star edge rusher Kendrick Golston II. We also add 3-star interior offensive lineman Edward Baker. We're going to break that down here in just a second. Hey, I expect some serious momentum on the recruiting trail for Tennessee. I've been telling you guys that heading into this weekend, and you can see the graphic on the screen. Hayes Fawcett went on Twitter earlier this morning, and he puts big orange times 5. Now, a lot of speculation. Does that mean we're flipping a 5-star? Well, a lot of people believe it means that we're about to sign 5 guys on this upcoming run of commitments that we've been talking about. Of course, tomorrow, Legend Bay, a 4-star athlete ranked just outside the on 300. He runs a 10.2 in the 100 meters. You can't teach speed. He's coming off the board tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I've already talked to Coach Jay. We're going to break down some film. We're going to break down film on the 2 commits today. We're going to break down some film on Legend Bay. We're going to follow his recruitment, get you guys all the way up to that decision. It's either going to be Tennessee or it is going to be Texas A&M. Austin Price of VolQuest.com said earlier this morning, it depends on which way the wind blows. So that one's going to be a tight race. We'll see if Tennessee can get Legend Bay in the boat. Also, Brandon Anderson, interior offensive lineman. That's an interesting one. At one point in time, he was committed to Tennessee, kind of saw his stock start to rise. He decommits, and then his stock starts to fall, which is kind of weird to me because he didn't play a single football game within that time frame. VolQuest said just this morning, with Baker committing to Tennessee, makes you wonder what Tennessee elects to do with Brandon Anderson. Do they take him? He could certainly still end up in the class, they said, but it is no lock at this point, just based off of pure numbers. We've talked about next Tuesday, teammates TJ Watt, Darion Albert, 2 blue chip prospects on the defensive side of the ball are coming off the board at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're once again going to go live 1 p.m. Eastern time, take you all the way up to that decision. Joel Wyatt, Javonte Smith, Joel Combe, all coming off the board. I told you guys, buckle up, but we got 2 in the boat today. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff real quick. Smash the thumbs up right down there below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel, and I would appreciate it. If it's your first time here, your first time on the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We don't sell you guys on being that. What we are is exactly what you are, for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, because, again, tons of live streams coming your way over the course of the next couple of weeks. Always guaranteed to go live on Sundays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, to play some EA Sports college football. But we appreciate your support. Tune in, dial in, buckle up, because it's going to be some fun. But let's talk about the commitment that we got earlier today. And again, 4-star edge rusher. You see there on the screen the graphic from Hayes Fawcett breaking. 4-star edge Kendrick Golston has committed to Tennessee. He tells me for on 3 recruits. The 6'3", 245 edge from Ashburn, Virginia, chose the Vols over Georgia, Rutgers, and Virginia Tech. He says they have always made me feel like a priority in their system. Now, he's ranked just outside the on 300, but it's interesting here. This was a big win for Tennessee to get Kendrick Golston over Georgia, because his father, NFL defensive lineman, spent 11 seasons in the league with the Washington Redskins, but he also played his college ball at Georgia. And it was kind of that, how much does alma mater really matter here, or does he want to kind of blaze his own trail? But then on the flip side of that, Kendrick Golston, his father, also happened to play for Rodney Garner, and that was a big part of this. Here's the quote about the commitment and the reason to commit to Tennessee. He says, I mean, since day one, like back when my sophomore year I first came to practice, I felt like it was an amazing culture. He says, I love Coach Garner, and I know he puts people in the league. I know that he develops people, and I know that he has my best interest at heart. He has what's best for me on his mind. He goes on to say, I think it started with Coach Heupel, just knowing that he's the same guy every day and that Coach G is the same guy every day. I know that he's really going to push me and make me work hard, because, I mean, everybody knows that he's not an easy coach. Says it's not going to let you slip by just because you're good and you're one of the best on the team and stuff. So I just know that I wanted somebody that was going to be there to push me every day and know firsthand experience how it works, because my dad was with him. I just trusted him the most out of all the schools that were recruiting me. So that's why he chose Tennessee. Let's talk about who he is as a ball player. Let's pull up his junior season huddle highlights. We'll go through a short little scouting report here. But I always like it when you guys tell me what you see in his game, what you see on the tape. What do you like about Kendrick Golston II. Of course, obviously he's got that NFL blood, right? Those NFL genes. So I think the size, the speed, the athleticism is going to be there. Scouting report says Golston is known for his excellent combination of size, strength, quickness, and balance. Again, NFL blood. He demonstrates a quick burst off the snap and good closing speed when pass rushing. He also possesses impressive physical capabilities, including a 350 on the bench press, 545 on the squat, and a 32-inch vertical jump. Goes on to say he excels at tracking down and tackling even smaller, quicker ball carriers. While primarily an edge rusher, Golston has also expressed the ability to play both on-ball and off-ball linebacker roles. Says he's considered a promising prospect with the potential to make an impact at the college level. His combination of athleticism, strength, and versatility makes him a valuable asset to Tennessee's defense. So, again, that's the scouting report there on Kendrick Golston, who pulled the trigger a couple of hours ago. But we also just got a new recent commitment, and that is from a 3-star interior offensive lineman, Edward Baker. You can see on the screen there, 6'4", 315 pounds. When you saw him on campus, just an absolute monster. Absolute monster when he was in town for his official visit. He plays at St. Francis Academy in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm going to come back and touch on that in just a moment. They are a national powerhouse. They are an elite program. They play against elite competition, and I think that's important, and I think that's worth noting here. But he commits to Tennessee over Ole Miss, North Carolina State, Virginia, and Arkansas, and I know those 3-star U comments are going to come, and that's fine. Put it in the comments. Let it fly. Let it rip, because I heard the same thing when Gabriel Ascenda committed to Tennessee. He is now a 5-star. Georgia comes knocking. They want to try to flip Gabriel Ascenda, and those same people that left the 3-star U comments are now saying, oh, we're going to let Georgia steal our talent. The sky is falling. Well, we kept Gabriel Ascenda in the boat. He is a 5-star now, so let the 3-star U comments flow, because, again, I'm going to come back and talk about St. Francis Academy here in just a moment. I also say, when you look at the star ranking, look at the offer list. Had over 20 offers. Obviously, those in his top 5 all offered, but he also had Penn State, Syracuse, Texas A&M, Auburn, Florida, and Alabama. But Tennessee was in on him early. They started recruiting him his sophomore year. They offered in October of 2024, the night of the win over Alabama, and Baker was in town for an unofficial visit that game. Here's the quote. It says, I came to the Alabama game, and the only thing I remember was getting an offer because they were one of my dream schools at the time. Once I got it, life changed. It kind of put me on the recruiting showcase and brought in big-time schools. Now, he took officials to all 5 of those schools. Ole Miss made a push late, but Tennessee held them off. They made such a push that Edward Baker kind of held off on his commitment. He was waiting to make sure that he was making the right decision. Now, there's no scouting report out there. So, again, I'm going to roll the tape. Film don't lie. I want you guys to tell me what you see in the film of Edward Baker. But I also called up Coach Jay. I said, Coach, we're about to get a commitment, and I need you to jump in the film room. I need you to break down some film. He said, sir, yes, sir. He locked himself in the film room, and he came back with a brief little scouting report. But, again, you can see it on the screen there. First and foremost, Coach says he plays a lot of tackle at St. Francis in Baltimore, however, projects as a guard in college. Now, I wanted to come back and talk about St. Francis because, again, nationally ranked program. He goes head-to-head with elite players, some of the best competition in high school football. Now, I looked at his numbers. His junior season, going against the best of the best, playing against that elite competition, playing against real live dudes, RLDs. He didn't give up a single sack his entire junior season. I think that is worth noting. Now, Coach Jay goes on to say he's light on his feet, able to match up against a speed rush or work down to the second level and pick up a linebacker. He said, however, at times he reaches over his toes out of aggression. He's got a good reach as well. He has some technical work to do, but not to say he's bad right now. He's a very good offensive lineman, simply pointing out that he's not done growing or learning the craft. He's got another level to reach, and he plays with a very nasty attitude, especially when pulling around the edge. So that's what Coach Jay had to say. I found another scouting report after I put Coach Jay in the film room, and some of this kind of just backs up what Coach Jay is saying. Says he does need development. While he shows potential as an elite lineman, proper development within the right scheme is crucial for him to reach the next level. So can Glenn Ellerbe take Edward Baker, this big physical specimen, and mold him into an offensive lineman. And I think it's fair to question that. I think it's fair to ask if Coach Ellerby can do that, because one of the big question marks, we've yet to see him take a high school kid and put them on the field as a starter for Tennessee. We've seen guys transfer out. We've seen guys get passed up. We've gone into the transfer portal, but we have yet to see that development from the high school level. Now, I'm hoping to see that in 2025. I'm hoping to see that from William Satterwhite at the center position. I'm hoping to see that from David Sanders at that right tackle position. I think all eyes for development of Glenn Ellerby is going to be on this 2025 season. Now, it is kind of a two-sided conversation here. We've had a lot of veteran guys. We had a veteran bunch, Spraggs, Coop. It was hard for those young guys to get on the field, but now is their time to shine. Can we see if Glenn Ellerby can develop that talent? But two commitments within a matter of a couple of hours. Kendrick Golston the second, Edward Baker at the interior of the offensive line. What are your thoughts? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. I would greatly appreciate it. You can go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also support by hitting that join button down below. You can become a member of this channel for just $1 a month. There is strength in numbers. If you guys join this channel, you keep the lights on and allow us to continue to bring you football content every single day of the year. All the links are in the description to do that, but that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.